Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and to today's early summer Sezane haul. I think it's fair to say I have a thing for Parisian style, so I've spoilt myself rotten actually this spring summer, and I'm very excited to show you everything I chose. So let's get started. So a good place to start would be with this beautiful dress that I'm wearing. So this is a square neck midi dress made from a blend of linen and ecovero, which is a really sustainable fabric. I would say it feels like a linen and cotton blend if you're wanting to know that feel. And good thing to note, when pieces are made from linen, it is fully lined as well. So I don't know if you can see here, but that's definitely not see-through at all. Now, so far it's only available in this color that I chose, which I would describe as kind of like a cinnamon tone. Personally, even if there was 5 or 6 different colors on their website in this particular dress, I would have gone for this one anyway because I love the color. But I would imagine from such a classic shape of dress, this one will probably come out in a few months' time in a few different colors. I don't know that for sure at all, I'm just guessing, but maybe I'm secretly psychic. So the back, you've actually got a smocking section, which actually feels really comfortable to move. It's got a bit of flexibility to it. I really like this straight edge across the neckline, those spaghetti straps that go over the shoulders, and then for another point of difference, I thought it was really sweet actually, and I'm very much into this myself, with those multicolored beads that run all the way up the straps. So like I said, it is very simple in terms of its shape, but I think it stands out and looks more of a special piece because of those beads and of course this gorgeous color. Let me know what you think. So next up in this Sezane early summer haul, to a piece that I would say is just my kind of blouse with bells on. In fact, when I first spotted this online, it was an instant add to basket moment. I didn't even have to think twice about this one. I knew it was my cup of tea. As you can see, it is just a very, very pretty blouse. But this is something that, as I often say on my channel, Sezane do very, very well. So if you've never bought from them before and perhaps you're contemplating a few different pieces, I can highly advise that you start by treating yourself to a blouse. There's something about the way that they make their blouses, between the style that's obviously quite Parisian, but there's always that something a little bit different. Then combine that with the really high quality fabrics they use, a little sprinkle of embroidery, a little puff sleeve here and there, and you know, the whole thing together just makes a really beautiful piece. So anyway, by the by, you can tell I absolutely love this blouse. So this is the option in blue, which, and a bit of a no-brainer really, obviously goes really nicely with jeans. But I'm also really looking forward to styling that perhaps with my white linen trousers. I think that would make a nice twist on quite a traditionally classic look for summer, with that pop of blue, but also that little French vibe about it. Now on to number 3, and proof is in the pudding really how much I love this blouse, because I then went and bought it in the camel. I know, that is really creature of habit of me, but I did do a bit of a David shop with this one, and I thought, well, if you see something you absolutely love and it's you with bells on, you may as well get it in all the colours that's available. In my defence with this one, because I did feel a little bit frivolous spoiling myself to one in each colour, Sezane do have a tendency to sell out really, really quick on those special, beautiful heirloom kind of pieces. So totally justifying it to myself here, I needed to snap this one up before it was too late. Sorry, it's lovely and sunny today, so I keep trying to have the curtains open so I can feel that sunshine on me, but it's playing havoc with the light in the video. Now in truth, as I am a little bit of a jeans obsessive, while it's still cold enough outside, I will definitely be wearing both of these blouses with my array of different pairs of jeans. But with the camel version, I'm particularly thinking of doing something quite tonal. Out of interest, which is your favorite between those two blouses? Would you have gone for the blue or the camel? Do let me know in the comments. Now, thinking of all those lovely chocolate brown tones that we've been seeing so much of for the last year actually, let alone for spring summer 2025, and I spotted what I think is a really gorgeous 100% silk shirt. I was gonna say, I can't remember off the top of my head if it's available in different colors. It is not. So hopefully you like chocolate too. So I would probably describe this as quite a wardrobe essential, but one of those elevated pieces that you've upgraded a notch or 10 because it's been made from such a beautiful fabric composition of 100% silk. Now, absolutely, it's the sort of thing that you could dress up or dress down. As you can see in this outfit idea here, actually, I went a little more office chic, shall we say. Kind of jealous I don't get to wear all my clothes into an office actually, but this is the kind of thing I would wear. So dressing it up and making it look a little bit smarter with that linen blend skirt and then just those block heels on my feet. I think the joy of pieces like this, particularly when you spent a little bit more on them and obviously upgraded it a notch or 10 by going for 100% silk, but I do think you can really see that quality shining through. One, with the very nature of silk for spring summer, it's very breathable, so that's very practical. And two, in terms of quality as well, you just get a really lovely sheen to the fabric and it's got a beautiful drape. I think you can really see where the money's been spent, and if you take care of it properly, you should have a piece like this for life. Next up in this summer haul to a piece that has fast become one of Sezane's absolute bestsellers, the Pippa dress. Now I'm sure if you're a fan of the Sezane collections anyway, you would have absolutely heard of this dress. They bring it out each spring summer, both in the long and the short version, and I already actually have the olive green one in my own wardrobe. But I thought if ever there was a need for a black dress that I could just wear again and again on repeat on a very everyday basis, it would absolutely be this one. Now one thing to note with this dress, I decided to size up to a medium, and that was intentional because the olive one that I've got before, I went true to size with a small, and although I would say that does fit properly, I personally think with those long tight jersey dresses, it's a little bit unforgiving, shall we say. It really clings to every single lump and bump. So opting for the medium just gave me a little bit more movement. I feel a little bit more comfortable in a dress that's so tight fitting across my hips, and thus I will then get a lot more wear out of it. So if you don't know already, it's been made from organic cotton, and I think off the top of my head, you've got about 6% elastin in there as well. You've got short cap sleeves, you've got that lovely detail around the waistband, just tying in a knot. That I do find flattering actually, because it really nips you in and falls down the side rather than being too bulky across the hips. And I do think it styles just as nicely with a pair of sandals as much as it does with your trainers for everyday style. So I'd be interested to hear actually, between the two dresses that I chose from Sezane, this one that I'm wearing in the cinnamon tone versus the black in the jersey. I know they're quite different in style, but if you could only choose one, which one would you go for? Do let me know in the comments. Next up in this Sezane haul for early summer 2025, and to a piece that in all honesty, the second I spotted it, they didn't have to show it me twice. I was adding it to basket without even blinking. I do love a kimono through spring summer, and actually I would say I find them a really helpful piece to have in my wardrobe because I tend to use them in lots of different ways within my outfit ideas. So when I spotted Sezane had made their own version for the first time, I should add, I've never seen them do it before, it was a bit of a no-brainer for me. So with a kimono, I will tend to wear them throughout spring summer in several different ways. So firstly, with a lovely dress that you might be wearing out for dinner. Two, I then dress them down quite a lot and wear them with my shorts and just a simple t-shirt, and it kind of jazzes up a very, very basic and quite everyday looking style. Three, I often take them to the beach and I use them as a cover up over my bikini, or perhaps if you've been at the beach and you're going for lunch and you just need that extra layer to cover you a little bit. I find kimonos really, really handy for that. And then equally, because this particular one is so beautifully made and rare for me actually in a color, not only is it very practical and I will use it for all of those daytime kind of outfit ideas, but I also think for the evening time, using it as that statement piece, really nipping it in at the waist as if it's a blouse instead, and just letting it be the star of the outfit all by itself. I really, really love this piece, and I'm looking forward actually to sharing lots of different ways that I will be styling it over the spring summer period, and I will share that on my channel. But for now, this is outfit idea number one with this gorgeous kimono, and I feel very lucky to have it in my wardrobe. Now heading back to that beautiful brown silk shirt, but this time dressing it down a little bit and styling it with a gorgeous pair of shorts that are new in my wardrobe. Now these caught my eye first of all actually because of the colour, which I would describe as a soft khaki actually. It's not as deep green as say the Roma shorts, it's a little bit softer, a bit more muted, but a really, really lovely tone that as you can see goes beautifully well actually with that chocolate brown tone on my top. Now fabric wise again, it's been made from organic cotton, and I would say the weight of that is pretty heavy in a really nice way. It would make me think that if I wasn't looking, that I would guess was a pair of jeans, or quite a lightweight pair of jeans. So it feels pretty substantial, and again because of that slightly thicker fabric, it's making those pleats stay perfectly in shape as they come down through the shorts. Now I don't know if you can see easily there, they are slightly flared as well, which personally is definitely my cup of tea with a pair of shorts, so a little bit more of a scoop there, I do find a bit more flattering on the shape of my legs. High-waisted, like I mentioned, but not silly high, just at a really flattering point. And then, of course, you've got those nice tortoiseshell buttons there and 2 deep pockets at the front and then 1 pocket at the back, which I don't know if that's pokeable or not. So this is just one idea of how I was styling this pair of shorts. But I have no doubt on our holidays, I will absolutely be really dressing it down and just wearing it with a simple tank top, sandals on my feet, raffia bag, sunshine coming down on me. Yeah, that's me in my happy place. So thinking of all those wardrobe staple pieces, I then decided to go with one of Sezane's classic t-shirts. For all the reasons I mentioned before, really, because one, I really love the quality of their t-shirt, their jersey fabric that they use. I know this one, but I think actually all of their t-shirts are made from organic cotton, so they feel really nice against your skin. And also, I don't think you should underestimate the power of a really great fitting basic t-shirt. It's one of the simplest pieces that I'm sure lots of us ever reach for, but actually if you count up the amount of times you wear it within an outfit on any given week, it's then really worth finding not only a brilliant quality, but a great fit as well. So as you can see, I've gone for quite a bright red colour. I am very much a fan of neutrals, but when we get to summertime, I do like injecting the odd little pop of colour here and there. So a nice pop of red for the sunshine, but one thing to note with this one, I did actually size up to a medium as I really wanted a slightly looser fit. I wanted a couple of t-shirts in my wardrobe that were a little bit looser, a little bit more relaxed and lend themselves to more chilled out outfits throughout summer. Over now in this summer haul to a couple of accessories that I chose at Sezane, and actually 2 out of the 3 pieces I've had on my wish list for an awful long time, so I'm very excited to finally have them. Most of my sandals are quite plain, just sort of strappy tan leather ones, and they're lovely and I wear them an awful lot, but I really wanted something in my wardrobe, particularly for spring summer, that felt a bit more elevated to dress up for the evening, at dinner time perhaps, with lots of my pretty white dresses or brown dresses. And going for the gold colour for me, when I look at my rail and the colour palette that I mostly wear throughout spring summer, seemed like the obvious choice. I think they do also have these in the tan and maybe one other colour. I'll pop it in the description box below. But when I think about my sort of height of summer outfits, an awful lot of them are white, and I do really love gold sat against white. Shape-wise, I thought was really flattering too. I like it when a shoe comes down into a V, which I think helps elongate your legs all the way down. Then, as you can see, over my shoulder, I've got a new bag, and one I definitely needed. Well, needed stroke wanted, and was very happy to add it to basket. But actually it was a subscriber that made a note that the clutch bag I always use for the evening time, my black one from Demelier London, is a little bit heavy, and she's absolutely right. It is a bit too heavy for spring summer. I noticed that as well when I was on holiday and I wore it out in the evening. I did feel the need for something a little bit more summery. So being a very big fan of the Faro bucket bag for a few years now, actually with my tan leather one, I decided to opt for that in the raffia. I do love a little bit of raffia in my outfit ideas throughout summer, and even if the sun's not shining, it just makes me think of warmer days. So yes, along with the reason I was going for this one so that I had like an evening bag, I also really like having that natural element with raffia or stone or beads. All those kind of natural earthy kind of feels do help to make an outfit feel a little bit more relaxed, which is definitely my cup of tea throughout spring summer. And then to another accessory, which actually I messed up quite badly actually. So this is from a new, slightly Bohemian looking collection that Sezane have launched for spring summer. And I noticed not only have they done this beading detail on dresses and tops, but they've also brought out a little collection of jewelry with it too. So you could choose from a necklace. I nearly went for the bracelet, but in the end I decided to go for the belt because I thought that's a really easy way to jazz up some of my favorite pairs of trousers or shorts or skirts even, just by adding a nice belt either over the top or with belt loops if you've got it. However, my stupid impatience came into play here, and they'd sold out of the 80, which I think is what I need, and so I thought, oh well, it's fine, I'll go for the 90, which as you can see with this lovely red dress is a wee bit big for me. So annoyingly, I've kind of shot myself in the foot. I'm going away in a couple of days and I can't take this belt on holiday because it's too big and needs to go back. However, moral of the story is I do really like the belt. I just need to get it in my size that will actually fit. But ignoring my stupidity, I do actually think Sezane's collection of belts are up there as one of my favorites actually. It would be the one place I would go to when I'm looking for a new belt because they just make something just that little bit different. It doesn't look like a belt that everybody on the high street's got. However, I do find the sizing a little bit confusing. I have got it wrong previously in the past but made it work with a hole puncher. But my best advice with this one is to measure yourself. Even with a metal tape measure, I think that would do fine, just to get a clear idea of what sort of size you think you need, and thus you would avoid my stupid mistake. So I do find it really handy to have at least a couple of interesting looking belts in my spring summer wardrobe because I just find them so versatile to really change up a very basic outfit idea. They're handy to have. So next up to a lovely organic cotton knitted top that I must admit I've already got in 2 different colorways in my wardrobe. And for this Sezane haul for summer, I decided to add it in the chocolate. No big surprises, I know, with the color and probably not with the style either, but it's absolutely one of my favorites. And that's pretty much what I will wear if we're going out for lunch. So I do tend to use them in quite a low-key kind of fashion, the most actually. So I've styled it here with a pair of straight leg, quite light wash denim jeans, but I think no brainer really. It will absolutely work, certainly with some white linen trousers, or maybe actually with those new shorts that I've just added into my wardrobe. So I do feel one very lucky lady to have all those beautiful pieces now in my wardrobe to enjoy wearing all the way through summer. As always, it's lovely to hear from you all in the comment section below, so do let me know which is your favorite piece that I chose to add into my wardrobe. What do you think to the shorts? Is that something that you would equally dress up or dress down? Or do you prefer going with something quite classic, like a lovely linen dress for summer? Do let me know in the comments. If you've got a thumbs up going spare, that is always very much appreciated. And indeed, if you're not already subscribed, that'd be really lovely too. What a beautiful Sezane haul. I am chuffed to bits with all of my pieces, so I'm really hoping you've enjoyed watching all those different outfit ideas. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Fingers crossed for more sunshine, and I look forward to seeing you all again on Sunday. Take care.